Okay, so now you've got your piece of paper that's you've been using the washing up liquid and bubbles. You now can see some sort of like patterns have merged here. So rather than it being like a plain background paper, we can now work into it. So we can work into it either with using a fine liner pen or a biro pen, depending which one you've got, it doesn't matter. So from here, as you can see, I've already started just to pick out some details. So we're gonna go for like a Zentangle type pattern. So this is where you're gonna pick out some of your colours, some of your areas, and you're gonna form them into some abstract shapes. So bring in some of these patterns within yours, trying to follow some of the lines. You're then going to bring your own pattern shapes into it. So for Zentangles, this is how you can sort of like break up your work. So it's making your shapes and forming new shapes in a totally different way. So what we can do from these pieces of paper afterwards is photocopy what you've got, and then we can actually use it as a background over the behind some of your drawings that you've already done. So rather than being a plain drawing, then you'd make something more creative and you manipulated how it looks. So I've got some sort of shape. From there now, I'm going to start to create my patterns within that shape. So Zentangles are any form of pattern. You might have seen them sort of like in supermarkets. You can get books with you colouring them in. So you can produce stripes, waves, curls, dots, little zigzag patterns. These are all forming your Zentangle shapes. But you want to be mindful of, rather than just doing any simple patterns, etc., they're as intricate as possible. So stripes combined with zigzags. You might then want to be creating some dots within your area. You're still trying to create that tone as well. So using either your biro pen or your fine liner, you still want to have that tone within your work. So obviously smaller gaps, you're going to obviously have darker tones. The bigger version you go, the wider it goes, the lighter your tone becomes. So can you see how now I'm creating some graduated tone within my study? So then I'm going to move on to maybe my next section. So from here, I might then want to add my sort of swirls within my study. So I'm trying to pick out some of the bigger bubble patterns in order to create a sense of contouring. So then from there then, I might want to, this might be all tone, which means it's a darker tone. So you might want to block colour that in. Remember, when you block colour, I'm just brushing at the moment, but when you block colour in, you want it to be like this, a nice solid colour. So as you can see now, we're building up some sort of like abstract piece where you can see how you're bringing out some of the contours from there. You're introducing some of your Zentangle patterns in the shape of what you've got. So you want to be kind of like completing this so it doesn't fill the entire page, but you want a good sort of like section of this where it kind of like might fade into nothing, so then you've still got some of the detail into our paper. And then you've got then your Zentangle pattern from there. So we'll bring that then into school, we'll photocopy it onto cartridge paper, and then we'll be transferring your drawings that you do on top of these, so it's like a background, so it's more distressed.